Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you another video. This is another tapped out video. Now, this is my top 10. I'm doing 10. It's kind of 10, and when I say kind of 10, you'll see when we get to the top 3. It's kind of 10, but not quite. Really, but it's my top 10 characters. I actually found this a bit hard. I thought it'd be easy, but looking at it, it was a bit of a. I actually really think I was just gonna slap all the non-playable characters, but actually after looking at them, there's actually not that many Christmas non-playable characters. The only one that didn't really make this list, and I'm kind of spoiling the list now a bit, but is the dancing reindeer. I think there may be a couple more I'm missing, maybe one or two more non-playable characters I'm missing, but I'm pretty sure the dancing reindeer was the only one that didn't make it on the list. Yeah, there are some playable characters on here, which honestly, going in, I didn't really think. So anyway, let's go for it. Number 10, I've put Zootroy, which is the plant worker. Now, the reason I put him is I feel like he unlocks with the I'm not too sure what it was, but it was like it was an end prize sort of thing. It was something you unlock last, and I'm not too sure, but they kind of, I do remember they kind of builded it up to look like, to be really special, but like he's not a very big character. And this is the reason he's kind of made my list. It's a bit of a bad reason, I know, but most of these are on here, and they're not particularly the best of reasoning for it. But his character was kind of like spotlighted, like it was like a big character. But Zootroy, no one even knows who he is. Let's be honest. There's not many people who know who Zootroy like really is. That's why I feel like he kind of just made my list. I know he was free, but they did kind of build it up, and that's the reason. I know it's a bad reason, but it's a reason. And although it was free, sometimes it's better to pay a little donuts for a bigger character than it is, because like, say for example Mr. Costington I would say is a bigger character than Zootroy. Zootroy is not that well known, especially as a plant worker anyway. So number 9, I've gone with King Winter. Now this is similar to the reason why I went with the Ice Palace was the worst one, because I felt like King Winter came with the Ice Cave, right? And it was just a little cave made of ice. It was pretty cool, but it wasn't anything that special. He didn't come with the actual palace. Now that's what annoys me. It makes more sense that he comes with the palace and Martin's costume. I know it doesn't really make much sense that he comes with the cave, but to me, I just didn't like the idea of just a crappy little cave and then Martin has this massive palace when he's the king. He's King Winter, he's a king. Yeah, but whatever. Also, he's not a very well known character. He's playable, but he's not, like, no one knows him. He's a non-canon character. Anyway, moving on. Number 8 now. This is actually a character who was this year. Is Lucille Botswoski, whatever. Whiskey, obviously the Evil Babysitter. Now I love this episode. This is one of my favourite episodes. One of the older ones is the one where obviously Marge and Homer go out, and so they hire a babysitter, and she's the only one the company save, and she ends up tying them up, and she ends up to be a babysitter from hell. Now I like it, but I just don't think she really fit very well in the Christmas thing, and I did read a bit of the questline. I was interested, and it wasn't that entertaining, to be quite honest. Also, she was donuts, she did cost money to buy, which is always kind of a negative, but I just felt like there wasn't really nothing special about her character coming into the game, which I anticipated that it would have been in a level, to be honest. I know, obviously, she's like a one episode, to be honest, she's a one episode character, although she makes cameos, but that was her kind of episode. So, I'm a bit disappointed, really, with what they did with her, to be honest, and that's the reason I put her as number 8. Number 7, I've put another character from this year, is Rosa. Now, this is the little robot going around. It's cool. I mean, it was cool-ish. It didn't cost money. Obviously, you had to build it, didn't you? It was like you had to assemble it or something like that, if I remember correctly. However, again, it's nothing special, really, so I mean, that is the purpose. That's the reason even it got into the list. It's a bit of a bad one, but yeah, Rosa is that's number 7. So number 6 is Frosty the Hitman. Again, it's another one of these kind of crappy reasons, and I hate to do this, guys, but he's an unplayable character. The animation, I gotta say, is pretty cool. I like it, but yeah, with the claws. Again, he's a non-playable character, bit of an ugly one as well to get walking around. Although he was tasks, or I think he was a prize, wasn't he? Obviously, you could earn. So, although that's always a plus. But the Grumple got a full set of tasks, yet he didn't. Which I'm pretty sure he murders the Grumple in one of the episodes. I don't know if it's canon, but he does. I'm sure he does murder him. Anyway, moving on. Number 5, I've gone with Candy Kevin. Honestly, I think this is one of the worst. This is one of the worst ones. The reason I don't like Candy Kevin is he was a prize. I'm sure he was a prize, although he has donuts later on, obviously. He's a kind of weird one. It doesn't really make sense. It's just a guy in a candy cane costume, and I never really got it. I don't really remember him from any episode. It just seems something like kind of thrown in there, and all he does is like kind of do a little dance. So nothing that's truly special. Number 4, I've gone with the annual gift man. Now this is like a little Santa robot that kind of like wanders around. Obviously, you can see the picture. Again, the reason I got number 4 and above the others, it's very small, it's very minuscule. It doesn't really look. It's not really impressive in your town when it walks around. It's just kind of really too small for me. You tap it, it's not that fun, and honestly, it's ugly. It's an ugly Santa. I wanted the actual Santa in the game. I thought that would have been so cool, but we got this crappy little one that just doesn't even do. There is another Santa on there as well. There's like a really tough looking Santa who fires a rocket launcher. That's the other playable character I think I'm missing. I don't think I'm missing any others. He didn't quite make the list though. I don't know. I probably should have put him in the list actually, but whatever. I've done a list now. And anyway, so we kind of come on to our. This is kind of, we may as well do the drum roll. I think this is kind of obvious what's going to be, but this is for the place of number 3, 2, and 1. Can we have that drum roll? I've put the Funzos. Of course, I've put the Funzos. So they've kind of got the place of 1, 2, 3. I mean, there's no point ordering them to the blue, red. They've all got number 1, 2, 3. I was gonna group them, but then I thought it was too hard because I couldn't come with another. I was gonna put the Dancing Radio, and I guess I could have put the Santa with the rocket launcher on, which I kind of forgot. I should have put on that list actually. I should have knocked Zoo Troy off, but whatever. It just sprang to mind. But yeah, I put the Funzos. It's kind of obvious, really. Like I said, now the Funzos, you will want them. For example, the first event is 2012. Again, like I said, they were reasonably expensive, to be honest. Especially one of them was like extra expensive, which was really weird. Even though they pretty much do the same thing. You tap on them, they fire a little, they say love or something they love, and then they fire a rocket launcher. Although I love the episode, and it's probably another one of my favourites. I know we will say that, but I've got a lot of favourite Simpsons episodes actually. It's a show I enjoyed a lot when I was younger. Maybe not so much now, but I did enjoy it a lot when I was younger. And although I love the Funzos, they don't really stand much of a place in the game. They're okay to have walking around the town, I guess, but they're in now, obviously, and you can buy them whenever. They're donuts, which I think is a rip-off. The donut price, like 70 donuts, is a rip-off for something so small and something that does nothing. It doesn't have tasks, it doesn't earn you anything. It's just really useless, and they've kind of stuck around for a while, and although they're that kind of classic excuse me, Christmas character, but yeah, they don't do enough for me. And that's the reason they're there. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. If you actually don't like a character, there's a character you hate more than the Funzos, please tell me, because that would be an interesting one. And these are strictly Christmas characters, so nothing from other events. So yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you next video. Goodbye.